Hi guys, good morning, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time joining us, then a big hello to you and welcome. Please do subscribe to us. This morning we are on our way to one of our local shoots where they're having their third wave as such of Poults delivered and going into the pens. So we thought it'd be great to go over and show you guys really where it all starts and you know, the work that goes in before we have the great benefit of being able to stand on a line and have a great day's sport. So we're on our way there now. Hope you enjoy. So guys, as you can see, we've just had the first delivery here going into this pen. There's about 650 birds gone in here. We're now just going round to the next pen further round on the other side of the farm, where we're going to put about another 350 down there. As you can see, all the pens are surrounded by the electric fence, stop the foxes getting in. Irrigation systems all pumped from the IBC straight in, so they're all well looked after and hopefully protected, ready for the season. So today we're with Tim, and Tim's been over at one of the local shoots in Buckinghamshire, releasing some of his Poults. Tim, what Poults have you been releasing today? What's the strain of them today?
They will have just been a sort of a first cross Brisanti, crossed with a Kansas.
And what sort of age are they at the minute? They
will have been 7.5 weeks.
And what sort of is the peak time for them to be sort of coming out of the pens and going into the woodland?
As in to release a Poult, yeah, at around about that sort of between 7 and 8 weeks of age. You know, is their prime time to get acclimatised to the wild. Sort of
and
thing.
What sort of weight are they going to sort of achieve? Ooh. I mean, obviously, I appreciate it depends on the feed levels and that sort of thing, but
yeah, I mean, it's not so much feed levels; it's more of your type of your breed of bird, really.
But, so the birds that we've put down today, for example,
they would be sort of around about a pound in weight.
Right. Okay.
Around about a pound in weight.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah,
and we've put a mixture down today of obviously female and male, so cockbirds and hens.
Yeah. Basically, they as as your chicks come, they normally run on a sort of a 50-50 mix.
Right. Okay.
Percentage wise.
Do shoots sometimes specify they only want cockbirds rather than hens?
Yeah, we're actually doing a shoot tomorrow that all they will have is cocks.
Right.
They will put 60 hens in, but all they're using is they're on a wild bird shoot.
Right.
And so they just put a few cocks in to top up, but everything that's bred there is from wild bird stock, and that goes back a lot of years.
Right.
They've got the record.
And how many birds have we put in today?
Roughly just over 1,000, so I think 1,000,
Okay.
1,500, somewhere there.
Okay. And these have been reared on the farm, so they've come from the egg to the incubation all the way through to what we're now seeing.
Correct.
Going into
We sort of overwinter all our stock, so we select our stock the year previous. All our stock for next year has been selected already, and then we sort of overwinter, and then we will be taking eggs sort of from the end of February next year for 10 to 12 weeks, that sort of period, and then you've got poults from the beginning of June all the way through to mid-August.
Right. And how many birds do you actually raise on the farm as a total?
Around about sort of 300,000, somewhere there.
Okay. And that's pretty much season recurring?
Yeah.
Right, okay, great. And it's just all the same strains, or?
Yeah, I mean, we either do a pure, but the mother is the same.
Right.
It's all a Byzanti.
Right.
And then we either put a different cock on them, which would be a Byzanti cock, which you get a pure Byzanti.
Yeah.
Or we put a purebred Kansas on, so you've got a first cross Kansas cross Byzanti.
And I mean, a lot of our viewers will be thinking, well, this is, quite a sort of, the cages look small and that type of thing, but I mean, we can see they're all vented, and the birds are all happy. We've seen them all this morning being delivered. And
travelling wise, I mean, as I say, there's plenty of air going through. They've got plenty of space, and
And obviously you're part of BGA as well. You work heavily with BGA.
Yeah.
So give us a little bit of background. So the birds can all be tracked, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working with sort of the BGA and with my vet, and what we're sort of trying to do is traceability from the egg to the table,
which is brilliant, of course, the same as the red tractor.
Which is exactly the same as the red tractor. We know exactly what's happened to these poults, and we'll be able to do that. Whoever comes to us, we can tell them what they've had, what they've done. It's just about traceability.
And you were mentioning to me that not for any other reason, but you specify that you have a vet visit you sort of weekly, just to sort of keep an eye on the birds. And that's purely to be ahead, so more proactive than actually sort of reactive.
Correct. Yeah, we have, as I say, we have a vet in once a week, and again, we're in front of the game, not behind the game.
Brilliant. And just out of curiosity, the strains, obviously I do a lot of game shooting across the whole of the country, and I hear that a lot of the birds are coming in from France or coming in from different places. Is that how does that actually work? I mean, are they a better strain coming in from overseas, stronger strains, or how are generally?
No, I won't say there's any stronger strain or anything coming from abroad at all. I mean, we use a Byzanti. At the end of the day, a Byzanti means it's a posh name for a ringneck. At the end of the day, these are what we call a Polish Byzanti, so they come from Poland, originated from Poland, not from France. But again, the bit with sort of the overwintering bit and biosecurity, etc., is so that we don't get, mycoplasma. Again, there's not the game farmers in the country that are producing their own eggs.
No.
And so they have to go abroad to buy them.
Has COVID affected how the season's looking at the minute, and certainly how the breeding's been taking place?
At the end of the day, the breeding, was all in situ before sort of COVID came around in March, April. They're all put in the units. Obviously, people that go shooting, it's made them very sceptical of whether they are going to be able to go shooting. Yes, has it had effect? Yes, it's had a big effect on the industry. I would think that the industry throughout might, some people are carrying on and some people have cut right back. But I would think in general, probably the industry is down 30%.
Right, so quite a chunk.
Quite a chunk, yeah.
Okay. And obviously, all these birds have gone into purpose-built pens where we've got the electric fencing around them and so on and so on. Obviously, one of the biggest threats to these birds, of course, is predators, the foxes and the kites. So, how do you generally find, the best way of keeping? Appreciatively, the foxes need to be shot, but I mean, just explain the damage that a fox can do if it gets into one of these pens.
You know, if a fox gets in or whatever, I mean, he's a machine, you know. I mean, he'll just kill and kill and kill until he's had enough. And it's just and
of course they don't actually eat them, do they?
No,
they just play with them.
They'll just play with them. They'll just kill them. They'll just bite the heads off or whatever. And you know, it doesn't take very long for a fox to sort of kill couple of hundred.
Wow.
And it's a bloody mess. It's
absolutely,
you know, it's disaster. But and again, you know, with birds in the air, I mean, they are becoming more and more of a problem. But all of us have got to learn to live with them. And you know, there are certain shoots that have probably got to put down more poults because you are going to have to cater for the losses. You know, we all realise that they have to be left alone, and so they've got to be left alone.
Sort of nature finding its own course.
Correct.
Really.
That's right. Yeah.
Great. Well, thanks very much for joining us today, Tim. It's been really useful and helpful, and great to find out a little bit more about what you do and how you supply the birds and so forth. We're going to be really fortunate in the next sort of couple of weeks where we'll be going over to see Tim actually at the farm, and we'll actually be able to view and to film the whole process, and Tim will be able to show us right the way through. So thanks for watching. It's been great to see you, and we'll see you all soon.